Me. Oh, fresh spring water, folks. If you can get water straight from the spring, get it.
Get it. Get it while it's good. It's always good.
Okay, so our starting health, once again. Jared, you got the comments ready?
Yep.
All right, so... Oh, it takes a few seconds for it to load up.
Okay.
That's why we're starting right now, so... Okay, so let's how do we catch up with ourselves? I forget it. I'm not supposed to be watching this screen anyway. So anyway.
Oh, yeah.
God bless my knee. Somebody better be dying. Oh, it just told us that we're watching live now. All right, so I gotta actually open up my phone, turn down the volume.
Yep.
Okay, so good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again at the Monsters of Gaming. I am KaijuK, and with me here is Necro Nick. I will get that right one of these days.
Hi.
As well as Juggernaut Jared.
Hi. Shake his hand. Yeah.
This is our, what, is our 5th live stream?
Yes, it is.
All right, this is our 5th live stream, folks, and we're going to keep going, an hour unless more people show up. So, the idea we have this time is kind of a weird one. It's not scripted. It's not in the script. 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 When you see the picture, you'll understand that one.
Funny.
Right?
Wasn't in the script.
Right?
Yeah.
You're always curious about that. Anyways, so, folks, today we're going to be talking about video games. Now, duh, we're a video game channel. Why would we not be talking about them?
Shocker.
But this is a little different. Now, I've been playing video games since the Atari, okay? I remember Pong, I remember Asteroids, I remember all those wonderful, fun, inventive, horrible games that if anybody saw them right now would say, how could you have played those? But back then, those were entertainment. And I've played all my way up to some of the newer stuff. The new Friday the 13th game that just came out, that was okay. Well, not that came out, but the beta that came out, that's okay. A bunch of new games that are coming up. For instance, Heathen, Vestige of the Past, Agony, Project White, Get Even, and Detroit Become Human. Just to stop a small amount of the ones that we really want to get into.
Another one that we're trying to get into is DayZ. I know it's older, but damn, is it still good.
That's going to be a recording we're going to be doing soon.
Right.
So, the reason we bring this up is the fact that with all this time we've played these games, we've played the good and we've played the bad. Oh, shut the hell up. Seriously. Do not bring that game up again, or this will be the last live stream you're in, period. Sorry, I get really offended by that. And take that damn hat off. It constricts your blood flow. We saw you playing Dark Souls earlier. We know what it does. So anyway, so our idea here is, and with your help maybe, if you want to talk about it, what are your ideas for what would make your perfect game? From the smallest details to the greatest details. For instance, let me start off with mine. I enjoy the idea of a massive crafting system. I'm not talking just like the same vein as, say, I don't know, Minecraft or perhaps even Creativeverse. I'm talking a little higher up on that scale. I'm talking you're out in the middle of the woods, you have sticks, you have stones, you have some twine. What can you do with it? Well, you can make a hammer if you do this, a knife if you do this, an axe if you do this, a campfire if you do this, a lean-to shelter if you do this. That's my idea. I'm a big survival nut. I love those types of games. Jared, on the other hand, for instance, he chose
multiplayer.
He loves the idea of multiplayer. He's talking LAN multiplayer, hot seat multiplayer, long online multiplayer with no stopping the train.
Nope.
And for him, I think it's a great idea. It really is.
And to add with the multiplayer, I'd love for people to be able to just join in to the game that is being played.
Right. So they just be able to just jump into the host's game. Necro Nick, on the other hand,
I would prefer a complete customizable setup for your character.
Thank you, Jared. Yes, Necro wants to be like, spend the first 4 hours designing the character to just be pinpoint perfect.
I mean, granted, you could have your simple setup if you want, but it gets into more detail if you want.
Right.
As well.
So, I mean, those are simple things that we see from all the games. Something that I'm really starting to wonder about is why we have so many post-apocalyptic games.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, if you go on, what was that channel we watched to find out that list? that we have right
Oh,
now?
I don't remember his name. Oh,
okay.
crap.
We'll have to put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put it in the comments below. Some of the games that are coming out are just, it's like non-stop post-apocalyptic games. Oh, the world's destroyed, the world's ruined, you need to help the world, save the world, beat the world, destroy the world, slap the world. What? Why does it have to constantly be post-apocalyptic? Why can't it be nowadays? Or futuristic? Perhaps in the past. We're not getting those games anymore. And for the most part, Fallout's really the reason for it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't stop making Fallout games. Please make one better than Fallout 4 because that one just sucked. I've never been...
It had good ideas, but altogether, it blew.
I haven't been this disappointed in a Fallout game since Brotherhood. And that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But not jumping onto that. So, I mean, some other ideas I had, I like the idea of... I do like customization. I just don't like the same level of customization that Nick does. I think that you should have different advantages for, like, if your character's a taller character, they might have, you know, better reach or better height, but they'd have trouble getting into smaller passages. Perhaps based on your weight. Maybe if you're a heavier character, it might be harder to knock you over, or you might not have to eat as often because you're kind of fading off your fat, you know? That's what I think customization should be. Necro, on the other hand, thinks that you should be able to basically take each of your eyeballs and paint them different colors if you choose to.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And Juggernaut's talking about a type of multiplayer where everyone is involved and everyone is allowed. But it's basically, what he's saying is for, like, you're hosting the game. So the people in your room can join, the people next door can join, the people in North Korea who can afford it and get into it can join, the people in Japan can join, etc., etc., which is an awesome idea as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
what else?
What do we move on from there?
I'd like to have microtransactions.
Oh, yes, the mighty microtransaction. Now, folks, a lot of people get sick and tired of these microtransactions, but let me tell you something. It's because of them that we have the free-to-play series that we have now.
Oh, seriously.
Lots of games.
So big.
I mean, I've seen and played a little bit of Overwatch back when it was just in its beta phase, and honestly, I wasn't impressed with it, and I'm still not. But when I started playing Paladins for the short time that we were playing it constantly, it was great. And yes, there were microtransactions, but it was never anything to just destroy the game.
Right.
It wasn't like World of Tanks where you could go and buy the gold pack and suddenly you have the strongest freaking tanks in the world and you just cannot be stopped. That's why I stopped playing World of Tanks. And the same thing's happening with a lot of these games where they say, well, if you pay to play, you pay to win.
Yeah.
But if you can't afford it, you don't have money, then what's the use of it? There's none.
With Paladins, I mean, yeah, you could spend money to go get, new costumes, providing more benefits than your old ones. You could pay to buy new characters. But other than that, with enough gameplay, you'll just gain that anyway.
But what I think Juggernaut means by microtransactions, I think he's talking about things like costumes, suits, maybe better sayings, voices, things like that. That makes sense. And in my mind, that is good. You can play the basic free one, and you can have the basic items, and maybe even unlock some of them. That's cool. And if you want to pay a few more dollars because you think your character would look cute with a Rudolph nose and antlers, I say go for it.
Or it's a plushie version.
Or a plushie version. Not that we're pointing at anything like...
Dare challenge Makoa!
You dare challenge Makoa? What about you, Nick? What's the next thing you think of?
I mean, I would not like to get as extensive as KaijuK with the crafting system, but I would like at least a very decent one. I'm talking maybe a little bit higher than Minecraft, but not much. I don't know, like maybe the whole creating mods that you could actually craft in, like, Fallout 4. Mm-hmm. That was kind of cool.
That was nice, yeah. That's one of the things I actually hated about Fallout 4. But anyways, moving on. It's true. I mean, I'm a guy that enjoys the fact, I'm a guy that likes freedom. And that's because I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since I was about 6.
I only got into it within the past 10 years, majorly.
So,
I mean, I've had other characters before that, but never ones that I've thought.
Right. So in Dungeons & Dragons, basically anything you can think of, you can do. And that's what I feel about, here's a torch. What's a torch used for? Normally it's used for, lighting or setting things on fire. But what about a weapon?
Yep.
You hit somebody with a flaming stick, it's probably going to hurt. A lot.
What about just for cooking in general? I mean, that flame's got to be hot to light a big area.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be an intense flame. But what I'm trying to avoid is things like, and I'm prepared to get some hate for this one, but Legend of Zelda Wild, what is it, Wild Heart?
The new one.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Tried to make it sound cooler. Now, in this game, Link is basically playing Skyrim, except your weapons that you pick up are crap. Here's a steel blade, and I used it 7 times, and now it's broken. Does anyone realize that swords were not meant to just be thrown away like a toothpick?
Yeah,
they're meant to last.
Sharpen them, everything, make them more durable by adding different types of
steel, iron, etc. And I can understand some of the weapons. Like here's a wooden stick. It breaks after a few hits. Well, duh, it's a wooden stick. This is an ancient weapon that has survived the task of time. A guardian blade, I think it was called. That's used by these ancient robots to basically carve you up like a fucking turkey. 20 swings later, it's destroyed.
Yeah, same.
Even if you're swinging at things that are made of paper, it's destroyed. Mine doesn't cut rice paper either, but still.
Mm-hmm.
The katana I have is made of carbon steel. I've used it to crack and go through other stainless steel blades. I've swung and cut trees, and that thing is still sharp as the day I bought it. It might have a chip here and there, but I can still use it as an effective weapon.
Yep.
But, don't get that. That was actually a rant against the Legend of Zelda game. But moving on to what I'm going for is, being able to modify things is one thing that the modernsters are all for. I'm all for people making mods. We have a bunch of series coming out where we're just looking for mods,
I mean, DayZ is a mod itself, so...
Right, DayZ was one of the greatest mods ever created. In fact, to this day, I think it's the greatest mod ever created. We're going to start a series up on that one.
You could play with people all across the world, no matter what. Me and KaijuK was just playing, yesterday?
We were just playing yesterday, not what we was.
But we were playing with people from Russia.
I am a grammar Nazi. Heil Encyclopedia! Anyways, so, I mean, if I had a perfect game, not only would modding be a full thing, but we would want people to mod. We would encourage modding.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
But
I think that goes for all of our games right now.
But you see, for me, it's a little different. For me, it is. I just wanted to see if I actually did the hand sign. Okay. I thought I might have shot it out of screen or something. But anyways.
No, you saw the arm.
For instance, because there's a reason for it though. One of the mods that we're going to be playing, we play Gary's mod, of course, and we're going to be bringing up a Trouble in Terrorist Town map that was made based off of Undertale, which is a great game. I suggest anyone who hasn't played it yet, give it a shot. It's fun. But the guy put so much love into this mod that is beautiful. It's a fully modded map, and it is just so beautiful. And if I had people who were bringing in mods to my game that were putting it such an offer, such beauty, such power, making my game better because something I did fucked it up, I would want to know those people. I would like to know them. So if I wanted to make another game, those are the people you want working with you. You want to hire those people on. PlayStation has figured it out. Sony has figured it out. Nintendo says, fuck you. We're going to take a beautiful fan-made game like Pokemon Uranium, which I started my Let's Play today, and it will be up soon. One of the greatest Pokemon games ever made. And they decided to just run it off. They were threatening to sue the people. They were going to destroy them. They were going to wreck them. And it's not fair to these people who spent 7 or 8 years of their life to create...
They were just doing what they loved. They wanted to come out with a new one because they loved the game so much. Come on, why?
Right. They wanted to show Nintendo that this is what Nintendo helped them with. They made them this, and Nintendo just said... So modding would definitely be something that would have to be in my game. And I would love it.
Oh, without a doubt.
I would love it.
Patches, not patches coming out for a game, not DLC.
What he was talking about is always having a guy debugging it all the time.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. You need someone to be patching, but I think Juggernaut's going a little further than that. Juggernaut's not just saying patch the game to make it better. I think what he's trying to say is patch the DLCs directly into the game.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this is another thing I understand. Now, I understand that DLCs are a quick way to make a buck. I understand it completely. But from what I've experienced in my past with games like EverQuest, Final Fantasy VI. These are games that did not need anything. They just got better with time.
Oh, yeah.
And EverQuest, now, yes, it did eventually add DLCs once DLCs became the big thing. But if you keep people happy, they're going to keep coming back to your game.
Yep.
Over and over again. Look at World of Warcraft. I mean, I don't play it anymore. I haven't touched that game in years. But apparently people still go back and play it. And they just keep making them happy. They listen to what the people want, and then they give it to them.
Yep.
Now, yes, they are still adding DLCs, but the prices in the DLCs have dropped drastically.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I understand what Juggernaut's saying. Why should I patch this game? Or sorry, why should I put a DLC in this game so people get 10 extra hours? I could just patch it in, maybe add some more microtransactions, and make more of a buck out of it.
Yeah.
That's a great thought. I like that thought, Juggernaut. Keep those going.
I mean, granted, if it's a huge DLC, one that gives probably, I would say a week or two, yeah, that's understandable.
Right.
But if it's just, an extra 10 hours, come on, guys.
Right, Borderlands got enough money from me and Necro combined, all right?
Oh, I always buy the
We
season
got someone
pass.
watching.
Who we got?
Rebel Vanity.
Rebel Vanity. Hey, Rebel Vanity, how you doing?
Sorry, Rebel Vanity 25.
Rebel Vanity
Wait,
25.
24 people.
What? Well,
Hello?
give us names. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
throw them out there, guys. Say hi.
It says 3 now.
Okay, well,
But
what do we got?
Rebel Vanity 25 is still here.
Rebel Vanity 25.
Hey, thanks for coming
2025?
Yeah.
Rebel Vanity 25.
Yeah. How you doing, Rebel?
Thanks for coming out and watching us, man.
Yeah.
Or woman, I'm not sure. Sorry.
Right, we can't be that way anymore, or it could be one of the 94 other sexes.
Yeah. Okay. But I know you were pointing at me, so I'm gonna say I'm always for a open, massive world game.
Oh yeah, open world games are a must nowadays.
I mean, we are in that age. You got Skyrim out there. You got Fallouts. You've got what's other ones? Fallout, or not Fallout? Far Cry.
What about Fallout?
Well, I said that right.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
We got tons of them nowadays, though, and they just keep getting better and better. And that's just something that you got to look towards. I do believe that open world should be very important. And for the most part, I don't think that games that don't have open world anymore are any less of a game, but they're definitely slowly becoming the minority of games.
Right.
I really wish they would be a little more. Some games are just too linear for my taste.
Exactly.
For instance, a game that I love that was open world, and it's going to shoot me because I keep talking about Failtendo, but Mario Paint, Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't exactly open world, but I mean, it was a great game, and you could go anywhere, do this when you want to, do that when you want to, jump over here, find this hint, find that hint, find that part, find that part, find that part, find that part, and there we go.
I love Paper Mario as well.
Something I think I would like in the game is I would like a system where you would have to learn what individual enemies were capable of in order to take them properly, a la Dark Souls. Now, I'm not talking such a brutal and mainstream type. I'm not talking that level. And I know some people are like, well, as long as you know what they're doing, you could dodge all their attacks. Yeah, as long as you know what they're doing, you can dodge all their attacks. And as long as you know everyone's ATM accounts, you could have all the money in the world.
They just typed in Murder Squad.
Murder Squad!
Could this
Murder
be
Squad!
Brandon?
Wait, it could be.
Is this Brandon watching us?
Is this possibly the B-Man himself?
Bizarre Brandon, is this you?
No, actually, this is not. Actually, I know exactly who this is.
Who is it?
Well, if you don't recognize from the picture, this is actually... sorry. I believe this is Subliminal's girl.
Ah.
I believe that's who she is, because she's using the icons.
Yep.
Ah.
Cool.
It's a shame Sub isn't over here. I mean, he'd be a good part of this, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I'm not talking the difficulty spike when it comes to Blood Moon or Bloodborne and that, because that's a level of scale that not everybody has.
Right.
I play Dark Souls one way, Necro plays it another. We're gonna clash because the way I play it, I go for the whips. I make sure that even if the enemy has a shield, I can beat the crap out of them. I'm casting my miracles. I'm throwing fireballs at them. That's my level.
No Subs Girl.
No Subs girl? Then who was?
Hey, who
I
is
thought
it?
that was. I'm terribly sorry if I made that mistake.
Yeah, sorry, but hey, throw out your name.
Oh, you don't have to throw out a name. Just keep
If you
going.
want to.
Murder Squad is part of this routine. In fact, if
Yep.
Brandon were here, he'd be screaming Murder Squad with us too. But
Yep.
he actually, shout out to Brandon, just did his very first sermon. Or 2 sermons.
Yes.
So,
No Subs Girl. He is playing GTA.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, of course he's playing GTA. He wouldn't be part of anything we're doing.
Yeah, why is he not commenting on this?
Oh, no. We're only 20 minutes into the live stream that we invited him to last week. Why would we want to be part of this? No!
Oh, GTA is more important, man.
It is Sub's girl.
I thought it was her.
Yeah.
How you doing, beautiful?
Tell him to get off his ass and start commenting.
Anyways.
Yeah, he needs to
He is
comment.
still part of us, for Christ's sakes.
No, he's part of his own channel now.
But
He's just a guest.
He still was.
He's just a guest now.
Anyway, getting back on the topic.
Actually, Sub's not a guest. Actually, sometime this week, Sub's going to start his own startup with the Darkest Dungeon Let's Play that's fully modded. So
He said he'd rather watch LOL.
painful. So, Juggernaut,
Yes.
what do you want next in your perfect game?
I'd want it to be for all ages. I would not want an age restriction.
Ooh, that's a tough one to do. Now, Disney, what was that? The Disney one that they had recently. What was that one?
Which one?
Disney something. It was kind of like Infinity.
Uh-huh.
That was a close one. You could play as any character you want, build whatever you want, have fun, do what you want. It's a very difficult one to pull nowadays because the age market for games is very vast.
I was going to say, it also plays into one factor. Since your game's going to be all online, you can't put an age restriction on what people may say.
Sure you can. You could do something similar to Dark Souls where they have a group of phrases that they can use. Or something like the Penguin World or whatever it was. There's an online game like Penguin World or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you can only say certain things, and if they catch you saying something, they just freaking flat out ban you. No more. They're gone. Find your eye.
Epic Mickey and when more South Park.
When more South Park? She wants more South Park?
Uh,
Well, first of all, if she wants Epic Mickey, we can give her Epic Mickey. Epic Mickey's a great game.
Oh, yeah.
As for more South Park, sure. I mean, me and Necro can throw a Let's Play of that through real quick. And as for the Fractured Butthole,
That still does not come out until the end of the year.
that might not even be till next year.
Kaiju, professionalism, professional. Stop it! Don't make me have to choke you out like last time.
Yeah, I think I was winning.
Hold on. It's okay.
Thank you, Juggernaut.
It's okay.
Thank you, Juggernaut. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, if that's the games you guys want to see, we'll throw those games out there. Like I said, if you have anything, put it down in the comment or send it to us at themodernsgaming@gmail.com.
Oh, I gotta see this.
What?
And then, thank you, Juggernaut. But anyways,
For mine, okay, this is a two-parter, but they work together. I love cinematics in games, so I would like mine to be chock full of them, but not be considered part of the gameplay time.
oh, like you could skip them?
Like, not, like, you know how when you look at a new game, it says how much gameplay it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the cinematics would not be included in that time.
Ah, okay.
That way you know how much you're getting right off the bat of actual gameplay.
Well, that makes some sense there. And the issue that I have with a cinematic-filled game is what level of cinematics are you talking here? Because I have played games where you take 5 steps and there's a cinematic. Or are you talking like it's spread out, but they'd be part of the game?
I mean, I do love how in Dark Souls that every time there's a boss, there's a cinematic.
Oh, the entry cinematic.
Yes,
Oh, I love that.
That I do love. I'm talking once you meet a main character, maybe there's another cinematic or somebody that's going to be part of your party if it's
someone who's going to be important to the cast.
Not for every fucking moment in time. Don't get me wrong there. I just want it for more of the important ones, but I want them to be meaningful as well.
You keep us up to date if she's saying anything though. Well, as for me, I could kind of go with Necro. What I like are the seamless cinematics. I like the ones that make you feel like you're actually part of the cinematic.
Ooh,
Mass Effect style. But I feel that the choices should be broad. Now, Mass Effect gave you a few choices. Of course, this one's your Paragon choice over here. This one's your villainous Renegade choice over here. What I think that there should be a huge section of choices. You know,
I do like that idea.
how do you answer? Do you answer spontaneously? Do you answer sarcastically? Are you an asshole? Are you helpful? Are you scared? Are you timid? I think there should be a huge list. I think that what my game would have would have a series of them that would choose between the human emotional spectrum. I'm not talking like the thousands of them. I'm talking like the main ones. Are you angry because this person just bumped you? Are you apologetic? Are you confrontational? Are you just ignoring them? What are you going to do? Because I think everything should have an effect in the story.
Cause and effect.
For me, I believe that a butterfly effect should fill the story. What you did over here should have a similar or worse effect over here.
Killing a guy with a wrench.
For instance, one of my personal favorite ones happened in an actual comic book, movie, animated series, etc. What if Spider-Man had chosen not to allow that thug to run past him?
True.
Uncle Ben would still be alive, and he might never have become Spider-Man. Just something for you to think about. He would have gotten the money. Uncle Ben might have been a little disappointed in him, but would have been happy anyway, and vice versa. However, by allowing him to let the guy free, the guy goes and kills Uncle Ben, thus turning him into Spider-Man.
Yes.
What the hell?
What?
Deadpool riding a unicorn out of hell.
I think that actually happened in one of the comic books.
Yeah.
I see.
I actually think that did happen. As you can't tell, I'm wearing a Deadpool shirt, and so is Necro. But we're getting off topic again. Juggernaut, what's next up?
I mean, I spent a lot of time thinking about this, and I mean, those main ones that I mentioned were like the big ones.
Right.
And
well, how about we go a little deeper? Let's go a little deeper, shall we?
okay.
How about what would you want your genre to be?
Like,
or what would you like it to be based on? I mean, is it in the past, present, future, separate universe?
I'd want it to be alternate universe.
Alternate universe. Those are always good games.
I mean, to throw out there, since it's multiplayer, is it first person? Is it your?
Well, one question at a time.
True.
Now he has time to think about it.
Right.
I mean, it's alternate universe. It's multiplayer, microtransactions. It's good so far.
Bugs being fixed and patches always.
Right. No DLC
Right
required because they're going to patch DLC right into your game.
Okay, for me, what I would say is, like, okay, I'm always a big fan of having a massive weapon selection. Mine is going to be a RPG of some sort. I don't know if it's going to be multiplayer or not, but it will definitely be an RPG. That's why I picked all the elements that I've had so far. What?
Nothing. I was just...
Oh, okay.
being weird. All right.
So, what was I doing? Oh,
weapons.
Weapons. I would love to be, not customizable to the extreme that I did for the character, but somewhat customizable.
Or you customize it down to the last bolt.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that far, but I'm saying some customization, like you could put some things with other ones, like, per se, to throw out Borderlands, how you could find different guns with different parts.
Right. Well, I like that idea, too. And I know I'm blasphemy from what I'm about to say, but I kind of do enjoy the thought process they did when they put through the Fallout 4 series when it comes to their upgrades and downgrades and everything.
Oh, yeah.
However, I did not like the fact that you had to learn all this
to get this.
To get that. Because you lost perks just so you could build some new armor that may or may not have helped you because later down the line you find something better. But I do like the idea of being able to take parts and pieces and turn it into weapons or armor. For instance, you have a pistol. All right, you can make a homemade silencer. I'm not going to show you how, but you can make a homemade silencer. It's not going to last very long, so it would degrade. But you could go and find a silencer and put that on. Later on down the road, you find a similar weapon like an MP5 that can hold 9mm rounds. I think that a silencer should be able to pop off and pop on that. Red dot scopes, hollow scopes, 2x, 4x, 8x, 16x, you name it. I think you should be able to modify everything. I believe you should be able to take the blade of a weapon. If you want to modify it to be a serrated saw blade, I say you should be able to do it. But I think it should go down to armor, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think you should be able to take things like add plating to armor, add pockets to armor, take pockets away from armor. The color of your armor should affect your surroundings. For instance, if you're running around in hot pink armor, it's going to be a lot easier for the enemies to see your dumbass.
Oh, yeah.
It's like as if you were a blonde-haired ninja running around in an orange jumpsuit. How stealthy that would be.
I wonder who that's a shot at.
I don't know, but he obviously also doesn't know about subtlety either, since his special ability is making multiple versions of himself all in orange jumpsuits.
I guess you
And
could,
still wearing blonde.
I guess you really could believe that.
You could believe it. 5 kaiju points if you get that one. Moving on. It's just like the whole customization point is just something I love, and many mods have brought that to light. Like, once I get a better working computer, I'm going to do a Fallout 4 modded run, where we have the good stuff that makes the game super playable and super fun.
Oh,
New
yeah.
enemies,
you
new
should see
equipment.
some of the freaking houses that they make for us.
Houses. What about some of the weapons? What about
yeah.
some of the parts? Some of the abilities? Some of the enemies are fucking terrifying. Deathclaws be damned if you don't run into a giant spider. For me, though, I think that one of the things that would really make it is I believe that player feedback should not only be something that should be expressed, but should be listened to and figured out. If a group of players are finding this thing so fucking difficult that they can't do it, I say you should fix it. Kind of like his idea, except I think a step above. I think the people playing should have equal parts in making the game.
Yes.
It's not fair to the fans that you go and say, oh, this rogue is too strong because he can do this. Well, rather than destroy the rogue, why not make the other character stronger?
Yep.
I don't believe in nerfing. I believe in buffing.
Yes.
Okay, so the rogue can kill you with 2 hits because you're wearing cloth armor. Well, now you have a magical shield around you that will absorb some of that damage. So the rogue is still as powerful, but now you're equal in strength. I'm not saying that every class should be created equal. I'm just saying that we should be willing to put it together.
I mean, I'm going to throw out one of my favorite games here again. Borderlands.
Like you don't enough.
How many times have they debuffed one gun that really needed a buff and then buffed another one that's OP already?
What about how many times they've nerfed poor Meepo?
Naruto, sorry, it's misspelled.
Naruto Uzumaki. Anyways, that's what I really think we should have. I think that rather than just patching a game, I think we should patch it to the point where other people are involved in it, not just you. It shouldn't be just about the company making a quick buck. They should want to become a stone. They would want to be the guys that say, well, because this game was so good thanks to you, and you, and you, the modders, the people who bought this game, the people that played this game, we are capable of making this new game where we've listened to all your ideas. And we're going to use all those ideas and better graphics to make a better game. And for all those people that bought first game, Game A, we will give you a discount for Game B. That way they all go and buy Game B at a lesser price. It's not fair to them. They have to go and, like poor Necro here. He actually, you're not going to believe this, he actually liked Destiny.
Yes.
He actually liked it. I can't believe it myself.
I liked it all up until when they said, fuck you to old gens, and just said, we're only coming out with things for the new gen.
Which, of course, was just...
By the way, ninja nerfs are worse than just nerfing.
Ninja nerfs?
Uh-huh.
What's a ninja nerf?
Yeah, explain this.
Is that a nerf that comes out of nowhere and gives you the 1,000 pains of death?
That's what they put. I'm watching, by the way, ninja nerfs are worse than just nerfing.
I guess if you nerf a ninja, it is pretty bad. Yeah. But anyways, is that why Naruto's wearing an orange jumpsuit? Because he's been nerfed?
What?
Him and Meepo would get along. They both multiply. They're both horrible.
I'm going to throw it over to this guy.
So what are you thinking about your alternate universe? What's going on?
I'd want it first person.
A first-person alternate universe game that's multiplayer.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it
a lot.
What about you, Necro? What's up next on your list of things that must be in your game?
Okay, so I love to choose different classes. I don't want just 3, the normal rogue, knight, mage setup. I hate that. I want people to be able, I think whatever you pick your outfits and stuff to be, that's what should be your character design.
All right.
So your customization actually...
So what you're saying is you want to be able to choose your own class skills as well.
Yes.
That's nice. That works out well with actually what I was about to talk about, but...
Well, goddamn. And here, just to throw out to the people, we've only talked about, the first 2 to each other that we've mentioned. Yeah. None of this has actually been talked about.
Well, no, I actually put a lot of thought in this one, because I wanted this to actually be a really well in-depth view. I like the idea. My idea is that customization should go to a different level. For instance, ever since Jared started mentioning the alternate world, I've started getting even more ideas. So mine would be in an alternate universe as well. A+ to Juggernaut. I believe that your choice should go beyond just your race. Okay, your race can be the start off. But once again, like I've told you before, size is different, weight, resistances, etc. You should have no character that can be considered the perfect character. Hey, this short character can fit into this area that no tall character can get into without them having to crawl on their hands and knees. But there's also this area up here that a short character can't get to without climbing gear.
Right.
But I think it should go deeper. Races, perks, skills, abilities.
All that.
I think you should be the one that chooses them. I think at every level up, because mine would be kind of an RPG, I think at every level up you should be given a choice of 10 random abilities. And you pick the one that best fits you. And maybe at the next level up, 9 of those abilities will be random, and the 10th one will be something that boasts or helps the last one you picked. It's up to you to decide what you want. Are you going to be skill crazy? Are you going to be a fighter? Are you going to be stealthy? Are you going to be a mage, a healer? I don't know what my game's going to be like yet. Probably involves mechs. But mechs rule. But that's just the thing. I always believe that customization should be to the point where everything in the game should be based off of your choices. As you've noticed, everything about me so far has been customization. From the choices you make, to the way you use your gear, to the way you talk to people, to the way you're choosing your skills, to the way you're choosing your levels. I think that you should be able to be that character. I want you to be able to play as the character you're playing as. You're not playing as Shepard. You're not playing as Isaac Clarke. You're not playing as Lara Croft. You're playing as insert name here.
You're playing as you.
Yeah, you're playing as you. So design your character. Give me your skills. Give me your talents. Will I have building capabilities in my game? You better believe it. You want to build yourself a house, a homestead? Everyone will have their own pocket dimension that you'll be able to build in. And as you level up, the dimension will get bigger and bigger. Juggernaut, next up.
The one thing's a problem because, I mean, yeah, you have people from different countries being able to do it, but what about region-specific areas?
Okay, so like kind of what they did, I'm gonna be blaspheming for this, but to throw out there, Pokemon Go, where they did region-specific Pokemon.
Well, let me ask you a question, okay? There could be region-specific events and everything, but could people of other regions travel to those regions?
Through the game, yes.
Right. So
that's adding something.
Yeah, that's
unique.
Saving your ass right there. Pokemon Go couldn't do that.
Right. I mean, you literally had to travel yourself by plane to go over to Great Britain.
Yeah, you want to go catch a Kangaskhan, you better get your ass a trip to Australia.
Yeah, seriously.
So, yes. So if
That's pretty badass.
If you're in this region, this event will happen on this day. And on this day, this will happen, etc., etc. That's actually a great way of making the game work.
Okay, for my game, you know how you mentioned, fantasy or past, present, future. What would you like it to be? I think mine would be one that you start in the past, but you work up to the future. Like you go through a whole span.
Okay, so you're talking about time travel being added to your game.
Not time travel.
That's what you just said.
Not actually time travel.
Or
you literally go through the ages.
Oh, and let me guess, you're also like building an empire.
No.
Like Ages of Empires.
No, actually, no. Not like that.
It was a joke. It was a joke, Charlie Brown. Sit down.
No, I'm actually...
It's okay. My knee's killing me anyway. So anyway, now that is a really good way of looking at it. I mean, you start in the past and you work your way forward. Almost as if you're trying to play the series of... what was it? Primal Hunt was part of the... open world game.
Are you talking about Ark?
Never mind. Anyways, another thing that I think, moving on to me, of course, is that now I'm a lover of a lot of things. I love sound, so of course my games would have to have beautiful music. I'm talking instrumental, but I'm also talking about other things. For instance, if you're in an area where like heavy metal's the big thing, maybe there would be heavy metal playing. I think I should put a step above that. I believe that you should be able to play your own music while playing the game.
Yeah.
There should be a section where you can just play your music, but better than that, I think you should also be able to set it up. For instance, if you're going into battle, your choice of battle music starts playing.
Yeah.
I say, if you're going to go into a town that's peaceful, you should have that kind of music playing. If you're swimming through the water, some music should be playing. And you could set up, and your party could listen to it. So you enter a battle, and suddenly, let's just say the Final Fantasy VII theme song kicks in. Everyone knows that a battle's coming up then.
Yeah.
I think that music should be something that's very important to the game, but I don't think it should take away from everything else in the game.
Right.
Because there should be visuals. But I'm also a person that believes that if you see a tower 40 miles away, that your character should be able to walk to that tower.
Oh, okay.
There should be no invisible fence in front of you. And if you're going to an area that you can't reach, I think there should be a reason you can't get to that area.
Here, I'm also going to throw this out there. Fuck Wooden Gate Syndrome.
Oh, and yeah, and 2 foot tall wooden gate syndrome. I'm sick of that crap.
If your character, if your character's only 2 foot tall, yes, I can see that. But if you're 4 foot tall,
let's
you
say
can clear that.
Let's say you're 5'11", your name's Leon Kennedy. You're trying to save the president's daughter, and you have a choice between going down a nightmarish path or just stepping over a fence and going straight to the church. Which one should you do?
Obviously, you can't do the fucking fence because he can't hop over it.
I'm a full believer in that too, but that's also part of what I call the invisible wall syndrome.
Right.
And that's actually part of a lot of games. For instance, in Fallout 3, there are certain places you cannot reach without going around them because there are literally invisible walls. But there's no explanation on why the wall is invisible.
Or you had to do clipping to get to certain areas.
Right, no clip, and then you could go through it. Why, though? Why should that be part? I think that if you're going to build a beautiful world, let people explore it. And maybe, for instance, maybe my world will be floating islands. Maybe that's why you can't reach another island, because there's a freaking giant gap in between.
Yeah.
Actually, my world would probably be full of water.
I mean, to throw out there, how many people on YouTube come out with glitches to get to areas that actually look like they should have things in it, or that are hidden to the players?
I don't have character age progression.
Character age progression?
Ooh.
How fast are we talking here? Are we talking human speed? Or
Human speed.
Okay, so as you play the game, of course, your character would get older.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when your character gets too old? Do you have to start a new character?
Yes.
Well, what happens to the old character? Is he just gone with the wind?
He technically does die.
I was gonna say, but here would be a step higher that I think would benefit your game.
Mm-hmm.
When you create the new one, it acts as the old one
You can still have the stuff, like the experience that the older character.
Right. For instance, it's your clone, or your son, or your son's clone, or your clone's son, or your clone's daughter, etc.
Yeah.
That would be it. Nice interest there.
But what about adding the other 94 genders into the game?
No.
I'm sorry, folks. If you're one of those folks who believes that there's more than two genders, not counting hermaphrodites, those people get to choose their gender, then I have to say one thing. Please just don't talk to me in the street. If I'm in a line and I'm signing things and you come up to me and you tell me I'm neither male nor female, I represent another gender, I will put your head through the table immediately. And I will blame it on a lack of medication. I will. I will grab both sides of your head and I will introduce you to a world of pain that you did not know existed.
I'll just blame it on stupidity at that fucking point.
Because there is a level of stupidity I allow people to reach around me. Okay? It's a thin line. We act pretty stupid around here, but we're all pretty intelligent people. But if you cross the line and if I view you as an idiot, I will execute you just to save the world from you. I will protect the world from all threats, foreign and domestic, and you will be so stupid that I feel the necessity to eliminate you. Where was I? Oh, yes. Age progression. Very good, Juggernaut. Appreciate it. Necro, breathe and then speak.
It might take a while. Okay. So what did I have so far? I had weapons, the customization part, crafting,
massive open world.
Yeah.
Cinemas.
Yes.
Cinematic.
Cinematic?
Yeah, you can drive around and you can find a cinema and you can watch the cinematics in the cinema.
Wait, Cinemattress? Is that a mattress made of cinnamon?
Woo! Anyways.
Now, since mine's actually going from past to present and everything like that, I would actually like to see actual events from our world be added into that.
Right, but they would have to be alternated in some way because there's an alternate world.
Right. But I would love to see that added in there. You know, like, per se, if you start off with the dinosaurs, watching somehow maybe the game starts off by watching the world destroyed when the dinosaurs were, and then becoming the caveman, and then go on and so forth.
So you're talking about watching yourself from all eras.
Yes.
All right, well, hopefully you're not using actual years like Juggernaut is, because you'll never see very far.
Oh, no. I'm talking like you have some kind of special power within you that you literally just go through the years.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Okay.
Do you get to meet Tom Baker?
Maybe.
Now, another thing that I thought of that would be really good is that a lot of games suffer from being what I call straight-on games. A fighting game is only a fighting game. An adventure game is only an adventure game. An RPG is only an RPG. What I think is, like, there should be elements to the game that are fun and different. For instance, maybe you go to... I'm just going to use the island idea. I'm just going to use water and islands as an idea. Mm-hmm. Maybe you go to an island that's got races going on it. Rather than you just watch them, what if you were part of the races? What if you could create your own racer? Or bet on them? What if you could go fishing, but actually, like, have a fun fishing experience? You know, like back in the day, like Breath of Fire 3, great game. But what if you could have fun with, like, maybe you buy a merchant stand, and you open up trade to that merchant stand, and you sell different things so you can go back and buy them cheaper, or even get the money from it. Mm-hmm. I think a person should be able to experience the world not only as the cutthroat, but as the gentle hand. Mm-hmm. You know, for instance, I did the challenge in Grand Theft Auto 4, where, barring the first few missions that you have to be a bad guy in, I was able to make over $1 million doing the right thing. It took forever, but I did it. Mm-hmm. So, I think that the combatant and the non-combatants should have equal opportunities. For instance, if you just want to play a game where you have a horse ranch, have that in the game. Have you be able to make your own ranch, and people can come by and maybe buy your horses from you. Yeah. Maybe your name becomes worldwide as being the best horse breeder.
Right.
Like I said, with my game, it would all be based on the skills and stats that you choose.
Yeah.
I would allow the skills to be chosen by you. So if you want to learn this skill, there's no limit to what you can learn. Just the more of one skill you learn, of course, it'd be more difficult to learn other skills. Not everybody is going to be as good a sewer as somebody who's a cook. Not every cook's going to be as good as the horseshoe maker. Not every horseshoe maker is going to be as good as the baker. That's another thing that I feel that's missing in a lot of these games. Shots fired.
I'm sorry. I'm probably going to get some flack for this one, but
get some water
only on PC.
Okay, so PC exclusive.
That's what mine was going to be.
Oh yeah, without
No,
a doubt.
I'm just saying though, because you'd have people. Well, why can't it be on this, or why can't?
Mainly because when you're looking at our games, you have to look at the amount of memory these games would take.
Oh, yeah.
These games would be horrendously large games that would do detailed things that you couldn't do on the PlayStation Current or the Xbox Current. And you definitely couldn't do it on the Nintendo Current.
I'm going to throw it out there. It's kind of what we said. It's the reason why there's not a D&D game out there, an official one.
No, there's official ones. There's just not any that are good.
Right. But this, right up here, is too powerful for even the PC to handle.
Yep.
And the PC, you could do all things to make it more powerful every time.
Dungeons and Dragons is a game that was created using the most powerful computer ever to be invented, and to date has never been passed. And that's the human imagination. You can't beat the human imagination. It's too bad.
No.
It's too good. That's why games like Dungeons and Dragons will always reign supreme. Because nobody can find a way to make it work. Our games aren't even close to Dungeons & Dragons level. No, I would never make it that close. But we would still be just too powerful for the systems. Plus for what we want to do. For instance, Jared's constant patching. There's no way that the current gen systems could handle constant patching.
No.
Nope.
And what I think, just to add to that, is that if you're going to patch something, I think what you should do is a background patch.
Yeah.
Where
the patch happens so you can still play the game.
Yep.
And then after it's fully patched, it might say, you know...
Or even just announce it if it is too big of a patch to have a background.
Well, what I think is even if you do that, people are still going to be a little upset. But if you run it in the background, they say, hey guys, we need to reset the server for like 2 minutes so we can get the patch to go, hey, we're here. Then you guys can continue playing. I think people would be happier with that.
Right. Come on, how many times have you really looked at Paladins and you've seen server down?
Or how about this? When we're playing Dota 2, randomly we try and join up a game, and
or randomly we're kicked out of a game.
Yeah,
it's like
we're no longer up to date.
Come on, guys, where the
wall?
I can't move.
And it's
what happened? Is it our internet? Nope, it's fucking Dota updating again.
Now, no offense, but our internet does suck.
Oh,
but considering you kind of mentioned Dota, there is a Dota update.
Yeah.
Actually, there's one right now.
Yeah.
I actually looked. In fact, if I go here and I click on this little button right here.
There is a Dota update right now.
Actually, there's no Dota update at the moment, but if I start to say it out loud, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Another thing that's really big into the games. Wait, whose turn was it? Okay, so what are you talking about?
Okay.
Sorry. Jumping around.
Okay, so in Skyrim, you're able to make recipes and everything like that. But you just throw it all together quick as this.
I see where you're going with this one. Yeah, I agree with you.
If you're cooking a salad, I want you to see everything being cut up, put into the bowl. You know, if you walk over something that's slippery, you might drop it. You might be in that risk of wasting your food at that point.
But then you can also choose how much of the food you want to make.
Exactly. I want to see a full scale, able to do everything to make something.
Right. I fully agree with you. And actually, one of the things I actually enjoyed about the new Legend of Zelda was the cooking system, where when you threw different things into a cook pot, you got different results. And this one would heal you more, this one would give you cold resistance, this one would make you a little stronger, this one would give you better defense. I think that should be very important because it's what you're making. And I believe that based on your cooking skill, you could actually improve that.
Oh, without doubt. I think that should be a given.
And based on your cooking skill, maybe you can purchase better ingredients or better recipes or add better things. For instance, a cooked pork is, one thing, but salted cooked pork is a different one.
Or smoked pork.
Or smoked pork, or smoked salted pork, or maple glazed salted pork, bacon sandwiches. It should be different effects, and I fully agree with you on that one, especially since we can all vice on this one. We all enjoy eating.
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you remember on the list there, which game it was that was like that? Do you remember off the top?
Oh, yeah, that one was Vestige of the Past.
Look that up.
Yeah, look up Vestige of the Past.
That's what I'm talking about if you want a reference.
Yep, you can actually see the person cooking up the meal and getting the meal all set up and ready.
And then you also see him drop it because of some odd coincidence.
Yep. Another thing I really believe that should be in a game, not so much a good and evil ratio, is how the different groups feel about you. For instance, basically, I like the idea of One Piece, so I'm going to base my idea off of a world full of water and islands. Of course, there's going to be no one running around going gum gum rocket or anything like that, because that would just be terrifying. Maybe
you stay out of here.
Maybe a guest starring or something like that, Maybe Zoro wants to show up. But what I think is, for instance, if you're attacking villages and hurting people, I think it should spread. I think the news of you should spread. And there should be bounties out on you and people looking for you. And that your character should be really careful because they're going to start getting pointed out.
Yeah.
But I feel that the same thing, for instance, you go to this one area and let's say you fight for the good guys. The bad guys want to get back at you. So maybe they'll put a negative bounty on you that darker characters can find.
Or maybe that even the good guys will start joining up if they see you in town.
Right, they'll back you up in a fight. Right. Or, for instance, let's say that in this town you become really well known and really happy and people really like you. Maybe they'll lower prices or give you gifts or help you along your journeys in some way, shape, and form. I'm also a person that believes that eating, sleeping, etc. should be part of the game.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, with us, we are making RPGs, so that should be.
Right, but one thing that's always bothered me, and it's 90% of all games, is that your character just never needs to sleep.
Right.
They never need to eat. They never need to go to the bathroom. I'm not saying I want people to have to constantly go to the bathroom. I'm just talking on a level somewhere, you should have to relieve yourself. I think that on a level, you should have to eat a meal every now and then. Now, if you're offline, I say that perhaps you're in some kind of trance or something where you don't have to worry about that. So you don't wake up and find yourself a fucking skeleton.
Or maybe it's doing it on its own at that
point. Or when you log out of the game, you're put into your micro dimension. So you don't have to worry about it there.
Yeah.
There you go. That works. But, like, you never see that, except for, like, in The Sims, and even then it's a little cuckoo about, how often you have to go to the bathroom or eat. I mean, gosh damn it, I just got done eating a lasagna and already I'm hungry. Pa-pow! Last one for you, Juggernaut, for this episode.
I'm not sure. Again, I mean, there's so many things you could do.
Right, well, just think of something that you would want to be part of it,
Well,
No, just give me a second. Okay, so you're an alternate dimension, you're first person. Now, the question you got to ask yourself from here is, what kind of first person are we playing? Are we playing futuristic? Are we playing the past? Are we playing a mix? Are you people that are fighting, a war against, like people that are using technology versus a war against people that are using magic? Or, what are you running into your game? Because this could be really fun stuff.
Or what?
I don't want it mix.
A mix?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you want people to be running around with just about anything.
Yeah.
But, as you said before, it has to be fair for everyone.
Yes.
Awesome sauce. Necro, last one for this episode.
Okay.
Because I believe this is going to be a two-parter. I believe we can make this a two-parter. Everyone else agree with this one?
Yeah.
All right, this will be a two-parter.
For mine. Okay, so I got the cooking down and everything like that. What did I just think of?
I don't know. I'm not here.
Give me a moment here. Okay. One thing you don't see in most RPGs, like Skyrim and everything like that, you have your health bar, and per se a stamina bar or a magic bar as well. But to go off of KaijuK's thing, I think there should be a water of like food bar. Like those are things. DayZ and what's the new one that we've been watching a lot of?
Player Underground Battlegrounds.
Or Unturned, where it has everything listed, when you're taking radiation damage or anything like that. I think that all should be listed there. That's one idea that I would love to have in any game. Like, that of my, creation.
The last thing I think we should have in a game, and this is very important, because I have never felt anything truly ruin online gaming like hearing those idiots that are talking about gold farming.
Oh.
I hate gold farming. I despise the idea of gold farming. I believe people that are cheating, who are spamming, who are making people feel horrible or uncomfortable, people who are just being nasty or mean or cruel, because they're out there. There are people that will say things like, "I hope that your mother dies so I can rape her corpse." I've heard people say things like that.
Look at the one thing on World of Warcraft.
Oh, don't even get me started with that one.
I mean, yeah.
But the thing is, like, I think that there should be admins that don't just ban these people. No, that would be too easy. I think these people should find their literal IP address and completely ban them from the game. We're sorry, but we cannot allow you on this game. Or, I believe that these people should be put on their own server.
Yeah.
I call it the black server.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about color, so fuck you guys if you believe that. No. What I'm talking about is I believe that there should be a server for people that want to be like that.
Black is in blackball.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys want to be like that, I say, go ahead. Here's your server. This is where you sit.
I mean, I love farming. Obviously, Borderlands that becomes big into. Destiny it was, but they always patched it out if you were engram farming, which sucked. Because, I mean, let's face facts. In Destiny, I'll bring it
Necro,
up.
we're talking to maybe like 3 people that actually played the game, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Considering I've never played it.
No, I'm talking like only 3 people who watch this will ever actually know. All right, no one cares.
You play it, and then within a week, it's patched already, and you can't find... You'll have shit luck trying to find any more engrams.
Well, yeah. That's another thing. That's all about the passion that Juggernaut was talking about.
Yeah.
Not nerfing, but buffing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to go and, let's say, you go and find, like, crystals over here, and you're finding them large. Well, you know what? This particular type of crystal that you're finding over here is now its own type.
Yeah.
So now you can only use that crystal to buy these items.
That would work. Yeah.
It's just fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they did for the Seraph crystals. Then you can only buy the Seraph weapons off of dealers on Borderlands.
Right. But with that last hinge, we will be back next week with even more to talk about. And trust me, this is a long subject. I would like to get more people involved.
Yeah.
So if you want to get involved in this, please just say something. I mean, we could obviously put a little picture of you here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here. We can get Skype going if you want to.
Yeah.
We can turn this into a multi-person talk.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just remember that what we're trying to do is we're just talking about what we want in a game. Will we ever find this game? Chances are, I will never find this game. And it would cost way too much to make.
Oh, yeah. But if anybody ever actually did create one of our 3 games, or any of yours out there, it would be spectacular.
Now remember, folks, if you want to mod things, mod it. Because people like us will play it.
Oh, yeah.
People like this are looking out for you. Pokemon Uranium, listen. The folks who made that game, listen to me and listen well. I will not allow that game to go into infamy. I will play that game to completion. And if people
with the second one, for Christ's sakes, that would be amazing.
And that's not just it. The people who made the games like Pokemon Sage, the people who made games like Pokemon Solar Light and Luna Dark. Hang on, I actually have them over here. Give me a second. The people who played games. Okay, so we have the Ethereal Gates, Pokemon Zeta, Pokemon Pyrite, Pokemon Spectrum. Please, Pokemon Spectrum, get back onto making this game. Or somebody please find a way to make this game keep going.
Another one I'll throw out there is the randomization one that we played.
Oh, you're talking about the good old-fashioned Pokemon Infinite Fusion.
Yeah.
Right. And what I was talking about was Pokemon Solar Light and Lunar Dark. People, don't allow yourselves to get bullied.
If you mod it, we will play.
Yeah, if you mod it, we will play. But remember this, folks. No matter how much Nintendo tries to push you around, remember, no matter how much some company tries to scare you, remember this.
We're bigger than them.
We, as a people, are bigger than them.
Yep.
They're going to try and scare you because they think they're tough. Take them to court. Let them know that you have freedom of speech. You're not making money out of this. You're making people happy. Yep. And there's no rule against that. No. And you know what? Let's see if they actually show up. They won't. Because they're cowards in the end. And I'm talking about you, Nintendo. I'm talking about you, Reggie. Trust me, buddy. You and me, we will never meet in a nice way. But until next time, folks, I am KaijuK Kick-Ass K.
I am Necro Badass Nick.
And I am Juggernaut Jared.
Fuck you for ruining this!
Buzz
Fuck
Killington!
you!
Buzz Killington! Buzz Killington!
Sir Buzz Killington! We'll see you all in the future, everyone. Peace out, everybody.
Peace. Try to.
And Sir Buzz Killington just had to ruin it.